Good morning, sculptors. This is Mr. Granlund live from Mr. Granlund Studios, and I'm hoping you're having a great day. Let's quickly spin through what's going to be coming up here in the sculpture class and what's happening with this very cool sliced portrait. All right, let's take a look. Now, hopefully you have started and finished, because this was due on Friday last week, the Sliced Portrait Formative Worksheets. Now, I know some of you have turned it in. Here we go. We got a list of people. Awesome job. But let's take a look at this assignment if you haven't taken a look at it already. So, the Sliced Portrait Formative Worksheet, just going to zoom in, make this a little bit more legible here. And we're looking at the artists Naum Gabo, Park Chan-girl, and Alexander Calder. And these artists had something very similar in common in the way that they would create sculpture. So they would all use two-dimensional shapes and kind of weld, solder, glue, tape those shapes together to create kind of abstract forms. Now I want you to do a portrait of either yourself or someone else in this style, okay? So the style is, if we take a look here, okay, that's Naum Gabo from 1957 in Russia, and he moved to New York. And he has a very distinctive style. Actually, let's go to Park Chan-girl's. And you're going to use kind of slices to create these forms. Okay? So here we have like these slices that make up Marilyn Monroe or this sculpture here. And you kind of put those slices together and create a form. Okay, take a look at all of these pictures and all of these artists to get an idea of how this works. Alexander Calder kind of went a more abstract way of doing this and creating stabiles and mobiles. You've probably heard of mobiles before. They're those things that you hang over baby cribs. Oh, and there's a whole lot of them. Okay. So you see how they're kind of like all these shapes kind of put together. That's a mobile. Yeah, here. So these are kind of like made out of shapes of metal, and they're stuck together. And it kind of creates this form, even though you're using two-dimensional shapes. Very interesting stuff. So you're going to come up with a portrait that you're going to do in this style. Think about what materials you're going to use, fill that out, turn that in as soon as possible. Even if you're late, we're still going to grade it at full credit. Now going back to this, let's take a look at the summative project, or actually, let's take a look at the slideshow. So this kind of talks through the different ways that you could do it, and you can see all these slices, these, shapes that are cut out to make this. You can just use regular paper or cardboard to create these things. And there's lots of ways you can do it. You can do this kind of stacked approach, or you can kind of do this kind of custom approach where you just kind of cut and glue those things in there. Alexander Calder, Park Chan-girl, some examples again, and then the process as well. Okay? Pretty straightforward process. Once you're done, you're going to take, 3 pictures of your completed sculpture and turn it in. Now, one thing I would definitely recommend for this summative project is that you decorate your paper/cardboard before you put it together. If you want to decorate it after you put your sculpture together, I would recommend using spray paint. It goes on. It's the easiest to get into all those little nooks and crannies in there and finish off your piece if you have it. Okay? I hope this helps you, and I hope you, sculptors, all have a great Titan day.